you so much, Lulu. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I am delighted to welcome you all to this empowering event hosted by Centuries Canada Foundation. As she rightly said, my name is Anri Igagmo, and as the CEO of Centuries Canada Foundation, it is truly an honor to stand before such a motivated group of vital professionals and aspiring entrepreneurs. Today, we gather not only to share knowledge and insight, but to ignite ambitions and unlock potentials. Centuries Canada Foundation is committed to supporting your journey, whether you're launching a new business, you're stepping into a leadership role, or you're transitioning into a promising career. Throughout tonight's program, you will have access to expert advice, you will have access to tailored breakout sessions on different career topics, and also you will have access to invaluable networking opportunities with potential employers. I encourage each of you to engage fully, seize every opportunity presented, and leave here inspired and equipped to take your careers and your business aspirations to new heights. Before I hand over back to our amiable moderator to take us into the next sessions, I invite you to watch a brief video. I don't know if the media team are ready. I invite you to watch a brief video that will provide an overview of Centuries Canada Foundation and our impact initiative. This video will highlight what we are currently working on. It will also show you how we are dedicated to supporting your journey. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. Let's make tonight an exceptional step forward to achieving your goals. Thank you and welcome.
Hello everyone. I'm sure that from watching this video, we can all agree that this is a laudable vision. It's something worth commending. Every day immigrants come into the city. I am an immigrant, and when we come with our diverse skills. A lot of people come in and have to start again. Sometimes a lot of people are struggling to even find their feet. So it's laudable that there is this Cecily's is here not to just help them fit in, but also thrive and flourish in this land of Canada. So once again, I want to say welcome to everyone who is here, and I believe that for you to be here, it means that you believe in this vision, and hopefully before the end of today, you will also think of one way or the other that you can support a Black, Indigenous, people of color, and also support Cecily's in a way to achieve the vision. So thank you so much. There are a lot of activities lined up for today. This is the first event of many more events to come, so it's going to keep getting better. So today we have our first keynote speaker, who is in person of Clement Esene, and he will be taking us through entrepreneurship mindset. So can we please welcome Mr. Clement? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing tonight? How are we all doing? Thank you very much to the Cecil East Canada team for putting this unique event together and for all the work that they're doing in the community. My name is Program-2024, and I'm the Executive Director at Bible Foundation. Before I share my keynote about the entrepreneurship mindset, I will just share a little bit about what Bible Foundation does. For those in the room who do not know what Bible Foundation does. Bible Foundation centers our work around economic empowerment, financial inclusion, and representation for underrepresented communities. And we do this by offering different kind of programs and connecting entrepreneurs to resources that can help them start, grow, and thrive in their businesses. Our service area covers today primarily Western Canada, but we're having a national expansion and we're beginning to get service offerings and service requests from Eastern Canada as well. Some of the programs we offer help you to develop business plan, mentorship programs. We also have a business accelerator program that helps take you from idea all the way to market. And if you're here and you're thinking to start a business, perhaps you need to connect the Bible Foundation so that we can help you go through the process to fine-tune those ideas and get them alive and running. But for tonight, I've been tasked with something very easy, something that I love, something that is, I'm passionate about, and that is building an entrepreneurship mindset. And I've put together some nuggets here that I think might help somebody, by the time we leave here tonight. Today I want to delve into the entrepreneurship mindset, a mindset that is crucial for both entrepreneurial success and navigating your career pathway effectively. So when you talk about entrepreneurship mindset, the first thing that you want to do is to understand the power of vision, understanding vision, fine-tuning vision. And vision in entrepreneurship is more than just seeing future opportunities. It's not just about seeing future opportunities. It's about having the foresight to anticipate trends. You need to have the foresight to anticipate trends. You need to look, what does that mean? Having the ability to look around you and see what is coming down the pipeline. And that might be by communicating with somebody, having conversation, attending events like this, and other industry events, within your community, listening to the news, and just researching and knowing what are people talking about, what is coming down the pipeline. The insight to understand the present market and customer needs, and the hindsight to learn from past experiences. So it's a combination of these three things. You must have a foresight, you must have insight. What does that mean? It means that you must speak to people, who are whether within your community or outside your community, who are also doing what you're trying to do, so that you can gather insights. And then, once you start, you must now learn from the mistakes that you make on a daily basis, or better still, the mistakes that other people have made as you develop and as you walk that entrepreneurship journey. This triad of foresight, insight, and hindsight helps entrepreneurs and professionals alike to craft a comprehensive and adaptive strategy. The ability to identify problems is a unique and valuable skill. Where others see obstacles, entrepreneurs see opportunities for innovation and growth. You must understand that if problems never existed, then solution will not. There will be no need for solution. And that is the reason why, whilst others are seeing challenges as an entrepreneur, as you develop this mindset, what you see is an opportunity to create value, to provide solution to the challenge that other people are seeing. Embrace problems as opportunities to add value, create solutions, and differentiate yourself in the market or within your chosen field or career. Design thinking. I'm going to touch on design thinking. Design thinking is a crucial approach in both entrepreneurship and career development. It starts with empathy, understanding the needs and challenges of others. So, you must find out, and this is where the research comes in, when we talked about, foresight and insight a little while ago. You must find out what are those things that are really bothering the people around you. The things that bother them to the point that they will want to pay for it to get a solution. And how do you fit into that value proposition? How do you create a value proposition out of that problem? That those people that they will value enough to pay for. From there, you define the problem clearly, ideate possible solutions, prototype the best ideas, and test them in real-world situations. So you get an opportunity as an entrepreneur, depending on your chosen path, depending on the space you want to play. to ideate, with family, with friends, with close relatives, to ask questions, right? And whilst you are ideating internally, you also have to ideate externally. You also have to meet people that don't already know you, people that will not answer your question just to please you. Because when you go to ask people, will you pay for this? Some of them might say yes because they're your friends. And then when you actually put your money into it and still becomes that way, you find out that they will not really pay for it. So you must go above and beyond. You must break out of your comfort zone if you really want to delve into entrepreneurship. And you must think about that the very first day. This iterative process is essential for effective problem solving, fostering creativity, and ensuring that solutions are both practical and impactful. The next thing I'll touch on is exchange of value. At the heart of any entrepreneurial venture is the exchange of value. Successful entrepreneurs create products or services that others are willing to pay for because they meet a need or solve a problem. We've talked about this. Understanding what your customers or stakeholders value and consistently delivering that value is key to success, whether you're building a business or advancing in your career. Now we must touch on the triangle, something called the good, the fast, and a fundamental principle in business and product management is good and fast, but not cheap, or cheap and fast, but not good, or the other way around, right? If you want something to be good and fast, it won't be cheap. If you want it to be good and cheap, it won't be fast, and if you want it to be fast and cheap, it won't be good. You must recognize and manage this trade-off to make strategic decisions that align with your goals and resources. The entrepreneurial mindset is about having a clear vision, seeing opportunities and problems, using design thinking and problem-solving skills, and understanding the exchange of value. When you put all these things together, it molds your mindset as an entrepreneur. It is also about balancing speed, cost, and quality, and making informed choices about these trade-offs.
So we have our second speaker, and he is in person of Jason Hastings.
It's Jason Hastings. Here we go. So I'm actually first generation Canadian, and I've lived in Lethbridge most of my life. My parents are from the United States. Wow, that's what I say. Talking your language, right? Okay. So for me, do we have a connection here? How do we do this? I'm a local business owner, and I have 3 companies that I have. I've got a mobile equipment operations company where I run bobcats and backhoes and different types of equipment, and I mostly do snow removal. And another thing I do is insulation. And I insulate buildings with batten poly or spray foam or loose filling yak. Another thing I do is rental properties. Okay, here we go. So back to this, we go back to slide 1 here. There you go. Yep. All right. We're on track here. My background is not in trades though. I mean, some of you are going to be coming here from Nigeria and you've got a degree in this, that, or the other, and you may have to pivot. And that was my case. My training is in political philosophy and intellectual history. It's like I know why we think the way that we think today and how we got to where we're at. here in the West. And I did a brief stint of teaching at the college and the university about 20 years ago now, and I pivoted. And there's a show, if you want to learn about different jobs and opportunities, go look on YouTube, Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe. Write it down. Like, most trades are filled with men. So like, there's enormous opportunity that I'm going to be talking about, but most of it is dirty, hard, heavy work. So what are the trades? I heard someone call them artisan jobs. So maybe that's where the connection is. Blue collar, skilled manual labor, non-office work. So for building a house, say, you need excavators to dig a hole, and then you have the concrete guys to come and pour in the foundation. You have framers to frame the house, roofers to put the roof on, siders, glazers, the windows and doors, electricians, the plumbers, HVAC, and then you have insulators, and you have drywallers, steamers, painters, floors, cabinetry guys, finish carpenters, and then the landscapers. And that's just for construction. There's other industries, steel work and the oil work, which is really big in Alberta. Now, I became inspired by my brother, so as I'm working on my master's degree in political philosophy, he's out working as a landscape contractor. And what I saw is that his skill plus his efficiency plus his effort would equal an outcome, would equal an output. And the more skilled he was, the more efficient he ran his operation, the harder he worked, the more money he made, the more he could produce. And so when you're working as an hourly, it doesn't matter how hard you work, how smart you work, how well you work, you get paid the same. So when I saw my brother spending himself with the full capacity that he could, and the outcome that came out of that, I thought, I'm signing up for this. I know what I can make as a sessional instructor, and I see what he's making, and I barter for that because it's indexed to my effort. Now, the previous speaker, please forgive me, I can't remember how to say your name, but you nailed some things there. And I'm going to actually talk about some of the things that you were mentioning. And there's this book that was written 30 years ago. I'm going to try and tell you Canadian history so that you can know where we're at and where we're going. It's like you're actually here because of this guy's observations. And I'll explain. So he's a demographer. His name is David Foote. Boom, bust, echo. This is written in 1996. How to profit from the coming demographic shift. So maybe you want to look up that book. It's a bit old, 30 years old, but the thing about demography is we're seeing it play out in real time. So I was introduced in the mid-1990s. Okay, so I don't know if you can see these charts very well, but this is Canada's population in the year 2000. Right here, this cohort is called the baby boomers. The baby boomers are from 35 up until 50, up to about 50. You see how it kind of bubbles right here? This is called the baby boom. Now, after World War II, the soldiers came home from the war and everyone started having children. So you have a boom here. And then there was a small echo here, and then there was a bust. And so this is the demographic pyramid of Canada. Because it's inverted like this, in order for Canada to sustain its system, we have to bring in immigrants. That's why you're here. Now, fast forward 25 years. You see this group up there? 60 years old, that's 25 years after this. In 4 years, they are all retiring. So there's going to be this massive hole for labor, which means amazing opportunity for keeners like you. Because in Canada, we can't be bothered to have children. I have 6, by the way. Opportunity opening up before your eyes. By 2028, so that's in 4 years, 18% of experienced trade workers will be retiring. There are currently 4 million trade workers in Canada. So the population is about 40 million. That means it's like 1 out of 10 people are working in the trades. Okay? That's the number that we have to keep constant. Now, the former speaker, he was talking about looking for the needs. Now, I've got rental properties, and I had hundreds of people. I had a showing this last week, like yesterday, in fact. I had hundreds of people begging for houses. I need a place to stay. This is a huge need. Like the former speaker, they identify the need. So there's 700,000 retiring in the next 4 years. And our population is going to grow to 42 million in the next 6 years. So that means by 2030, we will need 4.2 million trade workers. And in 6 years, Canada will need to fill 1 million trade worker positions. And it's a massive opportunity that many, for a variety of reasons, say, no, I don't want to do that. And that's fine. Now, one of the things, as a student of philosophy, it's like there's a hierarchy of work that is established in our society. And it's one presuppositional idea that influences our work decision is called dualism. Dualism is the idea that some type of work is superior to other types of work. So if you work with your hands, if you work with material stuff, that's inferior to working with your mind. Now we can go to Plato, who talks about the forms, and for the Greek Platonists, dualists, they don't want to work, they want to be philosophers and think. But for me, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Jesus was a carpenter, he worked with his hands. And if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Okay, there's lots of advantages of being in the trades. There's a high demand. I know many people who own businesses, and they're always looking for workers. Oftentimes they're looking for workers. And once you learn how to do it, there's all sorts of opportunity. And the demand is going to increase with the stats that I showed earlier. And the knowledge of your trade can be applied to your own assets. So I have 5 houses, and I know many tradesmen when I need, if I need electrical work. I've got friends in business that do that. I just call them, come do this. He calls me when he needs job X, Y, Z done. And I can work on my own house and increase the value of that asset. So it's another way of building wealth. Right? It's like mixing your labor with something, and it increases value for the things that I own. So you can fix your own house as you learn how to work in the trades and you learn how building works. When you have a problem with your house, you can fix it yourself, and you can save money rather than hiring an electrician for $150 an hour. You can build a network of tradespeople beyond the one that you are an expert in, so that you can help your projects along and send work to your friends, your network, and they send work to you. Owning your own business in the trade creates a plethora of wealth-building opportunities and tax-saving strategies. So taxes are really expensive in Canada. You've got your personal income tax, you've got corporate taxes, and when you have your own business, there's all sorts of wiggle room that you can manage and strategize with your accountant to reduce the number of taxes and keep the fruit of your labor in your company or in your possession. So advice. I responded to the opportunities that were available to me. So my brother says, hey, you want to learn how to use a Bobcat? I say, sure. I have no experience. My training is in thinking. I had another friend, hey, do you know how to insulate? No, I don't. Well, can you come insulate this house for me? I said, sure. 20 years later, I've been doing it for 20 years now. Be adaptive. So you come to Canada, you have to expect that in minus 45 weather, you're going to have to put on a warm coat. You have to adapt to this area. Communication obstacle. When you come into Canada, you hear me speaking, right? I have a hard time understanding sometimes when I'm speaking with people from other countries. And there's a communication barrier, and it will actually be a limiter to you. So, and I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do well. So it's like I met this Kenyan young woman the other day, and she can turn on and off her accent. She can go to this Kenyan English accent to like the Canadian English accent, just like this. And for me, I'm really, like when I'm listening to you, I have to really strain to hear. So in the same way that you got to put a jacket on for the winter, be mindful if people are saying, I can't understand you, I can't understand you, it's going to be an obstacle for you to be successful. Summary. Trades presents a plethora of growing opportunities. All work is honorable. Be adaptable. If your degree is from some other industry from another country and it's not providing you employment, don't put away pivoting. Trade work offers unique wealth-building opportunities and tax-saving strategies. Thank you for listening to me. It was an honor to speak.
Thank you, Cindy. So you're from where I come from. I know our parents always told us if you are not what are the professions you have to be? You know, we've been told, like, that's how we were groomed, right? To think that trade wasn't an option. And when we come here, every time we're all struggling, we want to get that white collar job. If you get a plumber to fix something in your house, how much does it cost the same thing as it costs back home? It does cost a lot, right? So this is just to let us know that the opportunities in the trade space, he said he pivoted. So it's not until we all get that white collar job. It's just to open our mindset that those are also, you'll be surprised the amount of money. And these are some of the questions I have for him, like, I hear the figures, you'll be surprised how much they do make. So just to help us to keep our options open, 1 million jobs in 6 years. That means there is a demand for labor. So it's just to keep our eyes open and to tap into those opportunities. So just so that we go into time and leave time for us to ask so many questions, because I know that we have questions running now in our hearts, right? We have questions, do we? Do we have questions? Okay, so please start writing down your questions so you do not forget your questions. We're looking forward to those questions. So the next conversation will be about starting and managing a new business as a career professional. And to take us on that talk, we're going to have Minette. Minette will be taking us on that talk so that we can have more clarity on how to start.
Hello, everybody. Evening. How are y'all feeling today? Great. So it's been a wonderful evening sitting and listening to everybody, to the speakers educate us about how to excel in this economy. It is a challenge because I usually tell people that being born in another country, you think you face challenges. The day you enter that plane and travel to another country, that's when you call yourself a military worker. Because you're going into an environment that you don't know anybody, you have no relationship, you have no support system. Right? Just like you said, the previous speaker said, he's the first generation. How much of a foundation we have before coming up here? We are the ones creating the foundation for the future. So right now, Ninette is going to be presenting to you guys how to be, to multitask, be a business owner while being a professional career woman. And I hope by the end of it, we can learn a thing or two from my little summary. So, I am a registered nurse by profession, but on the side, we always have to call it side gigs, right? So being a registered nurse, I had to identify some of the loopholes in my career and some things where I think I could put in some valuable work and make money out of it. And so I decided to create Scrap, which are medical apparel for healthcare professionals. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about what Tech Scrap is all about and what are the services we offer as a small business owner and how can you start a small business as a side or a main job here in Canada in our Lethbridge community specifically, and how do you work towards being a successful business owner. So just a little bit of story about Tech Scrap. It's a dynamic and innovative medical apparel supply business that is dedicated to providing carefully designed, high-quality, comfortable, and stylish medical apparel for healthcare professionals. So as our world quickly develops with lots of growth in technology, we also aim at matching that technology in the medical environment by creating uniforms and apparels, many other things that can enhance our experience as medical professionals while wearing Tech Scrap. So our business was launched in September 2nd of 2023, and our mission is to promote the daily work experience of medical staff by offering them uniforms that are both functional and fashionable. And also we aim to revolutionize the medical apparel field as we empower healthcare professionals by putting them at the center of creating quality, customizable uniforms. So, what makes us unique? So the thing is, as I talk a little bit about Tech Scrap, this kind of guide a new business owner, like what do I do in order to start my own business? I need to define the kind of business I want. I need to know my target audience. Who are my customers? What do they like? What do they appreciate? What are the current struggles they're facing? Because like Mr. Clement said, if there is no problem, there is no need for a solution. So you have to look, yes, there's so many competitors. There are so many companies that do scraps. So why is Ninette even getting into that field? Why is she doing that amongst many other successful million-dollar companies? So what is our uniqueness? What defines your business? So we hand draw our own designs, and then we carefully select our fabric. So I design my fabric, my scrap, and then I communicate. One thing I do is that I communicate with the nurses around, with the healthcare professionals. What do you think you would like to have in your uniform? What do you think how do you like to feel? What kind of fabrics are you comfortable with? What kind of So I really make sure that it's customer focused, customer centered. And as a registered nurse, you have to focus on your patient. Your job has to be patient focused. And so I'm employing that same ideology into my business to make sure that my customers are my focus. I'm creating good stuff to sell fast out to them, right? It's not just about cheap, but good stuff. So they are at the center of our business, which is why they have to patronize us. That's why they end up patronizing us. That's why you're not a competitor with others. You are you. You're not in competition with anybody. You are your own reason why you're existing in your business. And so we offer different kinds of services like we create customizable designs. We resize your designs. Like some people, when you buy stuff online, yeah, there's so many online businesses. But what makes us unique is that when you come buy from us, if you don't like the design, if you don't like how long it is, if you want to alternate your income, we alternate that for you as well. So that makes somebody to want to come back to us because everybody has a different body size, different body shape, and not everybody fits the same into different items. And so what makes people to patronize your business? Make it customizable and customer-centered progress. We also do different, like we mentor nurses as well. On top of being you being my customer, I also provide mentorship to nurses. I currently run a group of more than 3,000 nurses that I mentor under my wing, and a lot of them have really learned a lot. We have workshops for education. I network with other professionals like accountants and even vacation people, advocates, like just to educate those nurses, to make them know that your money can work for you. You need to be able to work with your money by using professionals like accountants. So we offer so many services under our umbrella Flex Scrub. We also do scrub recycling as well. This is a recent project that I just started. And so what we do is that if you're going to create more environmental waste, you better find a way to get rid of the already existing waste. And that's why I decided to create a department where if you're a medical worker and you already wear uniforms, right? If you have a business and you're going to be providing material stuff, physical products to people, and you can help those people get rid of what is existing already, then that makes them want to patronize you because when they donate their old uniforms to us, we give them a discount to get beautiful, tangible, long-lasting, durable fabric of beautiful model uniforms. And so when we collect those already existing ones that they worn, outdated, what do we do with it? I work with other local businesses where I give them the uniforms and then they create blankets for the homeless population. And our first project is to deliver this winter where we will go and donate those blankets for free to those homeless population. Because we all know how the winter goes here in Canada, it's not easy, right? And not everybody can afford it. And also, we also do scrub thrifting. So for those that want to donate already used uniforms, so maybe they've got a new uniform that wasn't their size, so they can return it. You bring it, we give you a discount, and then we take care of it, clean it up, put it back on the floor as a free section. And then people that have had many nurses ask me, do you have cheaper scrubs for like $20, $30 a set? So with things like that, we can be able to to create different opportunities for your business. So when you want to start a business, I'll just go for a really short procedure here. So when you want to start a business here in Canada or in Lethbridge, you have to decide on the kind of business you want. Research and write your business plan, work on your business capital, your goals, what are your target population, do your feasibility study, talk to those that are existing already, small businesses in town, network with their business. They are very friendly, they are very welcoming, they're very helpful. Talk to them, ask them, what do you think I should do? Is this a good idea? What are the challenges? Is this a good location? Is this budget enough? Is this enough time? Talk to them and they will be willing to help you and mentor you as you get started. Create your budget, get a good accountant, very important. We are not very used to in our culture with working with accountants, but as a business owner, please, get one, register your business, both in the car registry and the neighboring city if you are getting a physical location. And also remember to get an insurance for your business, get your location, your signs, your everything, and get registered with the city of February. Moving launch your business, and that's where the struggle begins. So when you get to that level, you make sure you network, attend pop-up shops, be willing to go around and show your designs for your products. No product is ever too small to be shown to people. And I cannot emphasize how much I've grown that way. When you go, you network with people, it helps expose you and also participate in volunteer and everything. So I'll register my name for your volunteer. Because I heard you were talking about some volunteer for mentors. Yeah, and with that in mind, remember there's lots of challenges. When you start a new business, that business is like a baby. You're not looking forward to start making $100,000. Don't do that yet. Be satisfied with what you're making, and remember that as time goes on, you will be successful. Don't give up. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. So I'm sure you've already linked to a lot of things. I saw someone writing down there. Because a lot of times when we start businesses, we think one hide at home. We don't want to register those businesses. So I told you, get your business registered, get professionals that can help you. You need an accountant and all of that. So the next speaker is going to be, you've seen him before, he's no stranger to us already, I'm sure you all know his name by now. He's going to be going a little bit in about 5 minutes, diving more into those steps that we can take. The organization he has supports businesses in terms of writing your business plan and every other actionable step you can take as a business owner. So he's just going to be talking to us in about 5 minutes and telling us actionable steps that we can do to ensure that we set up our business for success. So we're welcoming back Mr. Clements. Thank you.
Thanks everyone. It's been an amazing time so far. If you got to the nugget tonight, please put it around campus. If you have learned something, if something has spoken to you from the speakers that have spoken about trade and about business, please put it around campus together. Thank you. Again, it looks like we're running short of time, so I've put together, quite a few things, but I'm just going to run through as much as the time allows. Just want to point out a few things. Some of the things have already been said, right? But again, if we're going to be talking about business here tonight, we must understand there's some key aspects that our minds need to begin to digest. Business is not just about buying and selling, right? And so many times, especially as immigrants, we're so used to buying, picking up and then moving along. Business has gone beyond that, right? And a lot of people, just because of background, because of where we come from, and because of how business operates from our different, places of origin, because we don't have a good relationship with the government, when it comes here, we tend to want to stay away from the radar, want to stay away from the limelight, want to do business under the table, but there's a lot of benefits from, registering a business and doing business the right ways, here in Canada. right? And those are the kind of things that we need to be thinking about. If you want to be here, things work in Canada. Right? Things really work here. And those, you need to, begin to open up your mind. You need to open up your mind. You need to open up to the experience, so that as as you're passing through the experience, the experience is passion as a business owner. I just want to talk about a few things. Before you start a business, you need to know why. Why do you want to start a business? Why you? What is your unique ability? What is your differentiating factor? What is your unique value proposition? Why not the other person? You must clearly consider this. You don't jump into business because your neighbor started business, or because you saw the other person started business. It's a good motivation, but it's not enough for you to start a business. Why? Because as beautiful as it sounds to be an entrepreneur, I must also caution that it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not an easy road. There's going to be times where you're going to literally, my sister, the little sister tells us a few stories. She can tell you times where she's probably in a state of her life, just shedding some tears because things did not pan out the way she wanted. And you must understand that the day you start business is not the day you leave. Some concept that you need to keep in mind is once you're getting into business, what's your wrong way? Right? Some people want to start business, and what's at the back of their mind is grants. They just want grants. No, but what is your skin in the game? How much of your personal health are you willing to put online? Right? And if you're even if you're thinking loans, okay, let's get into it. Before you start a business at all, you must identify the market needs. We've talked about that before, so I'm not going to dwell on it, right? What are the demands? What are people looking for, right? And why do you occupy that unique position to build what relationship? What special skill set do you have? Do you have marketing skills? Are you personable? And you have relationships? Do you have leverage? You need to put these things into your mind before you start a business. Talk about competitive analysis before. Last week I also touched on it. Who are your competitors? We speak to a lot of people around the daily basis, and sometimes when you ask them what are your competitors, they say we don't have competition. No, that's not correct. You have a knowledge. There is no idea that is brand new. A lot of the things that we are innovating on today have already existed 50 years ago. What we're just doing is finding new ways to do it better, and that's what we call innovation. Understanding of the target audience, who you're selling to, understand what do they really need. It's not what you think they need. Business is not about you, it's about customers. It's about who wants that product. And that's the reason why you must engage. That was the reason why while you're creating your business, you must create a feedback loop to be able to hear what do they really think about my product, or what do they really think about my service. And this is meeting their need. And there's things I can do with it. When I listen to Flesh Crop, I can tell you that that is not a daily world of work. That is a few years worth of research. Those combination of ideas, leveraging community events, community relationships, pop-up shops, and understanding the needs that work for your business is not something that you come across in one day. Business plan, the value of the business plan. Research has shown that 70% of business in Canada start businesses without a business plan. You need a business plan, right? The business plan should be your Bible. What does it do? It helps you articulate your thoughts and put down the structure to deliver that thought, so that you can always go back to it to see what am I not doing right? Have I done everything? Or do we not? When we talk about pivoting, our previous speaker talked about pivoting. It is this plan that gives you, that lets you know where you're coming from and where you can potentially pivot to. When you have market analysis in there, it can tell you the direction, the potential direction that you can pivot to. Legal requirements. very important to have a business structure. The minutest of them is sole proprietorship, at least sole proprietorship. Have a registered structure so that you don't, get overwhelmed when, by tax implications, when the time is not. And when, talk to your accountant, you can, please, ensure you have a solid structure. Talk to your lawyer, talk to your accountant, so that you can set yourself up for success. So that you can know at what time it makes sense to try a partnership or to incorporate, so that your business becomes a separate entity from yourself and takes away the tax liability for being a sole proprietor or a partnership. How do you fund your business? We talk about funding. The most crucial of is self-funding. No matter the direction you want to go, you must think about self-funding first. Because you must put your skin in the game. A lot of people talk about starting business. Okay, starting is great, but if you want to go after funding, if you want to go after loans, I know some bankers in the room, they will tell you that if you don't have skin in the game, bank doesn't see skin in the game, you can't get those funds. And if you're going to meet angel investors and venture capital, if you don't have skin in the game, they find it becomes very easy for them to take over the company. And there is a lot of, there's a lot that we can unbundle in this one page, but we don't have enough time to go into that today. Of course, there is a government program and incentives depending on the industry that you're in. Today we're talking about AI. The government is big on housing today. The government is big on renewable energy, green energy, green homes. You're hearing that in class. There is incentives in getting into some industries. You need to research to find out what government programs are available today that and put it aligned with your strategic direction as an individual or as a business owner. I'll still talk about finding location, and setting up utility, establishing an online presence. I'll just talk about hiring employees. So one of the things that we do is we get into business on the person. Obviously, when you first start a business, it's very crucial to be everything to your business. But as you begin to grow, you must make plans because there is nobody that is an arsenal of knowledge. We're not all knowing. You need to find out what's your unique skill, and you need to find out who has a complementary skill that you do not have that you can bring into your business to help take your business to the next level. And that's why hiring employees become very, very important. Some people are good at cooking, but they are not good at the business of managing business. You need to get a manager to help you manage. So you're not good at operation, you need to get an operational person. That's why you need an accountant, that's why you need a lawyer. You need to hire the right people that complement the skill set as a business owner. Marketing is still crucial, extremely crucial, no matter what you want to do. And it's not, you need to be professional, right? You need to sit down with professionals, you need to talk about growth, you need to talk about branding. How do you create the right brand for your business? And how can you, even if you have competitors in the market, branding becomes what sets you apart from your company. How do you create a brand that people want to associate themselves in the market? Technology adoption. You can't talk about business today without talking about tech adoption. It's very, very crucial. If you're doing business and you're not leveraging tech tools, you're not leveraging, or you're not at least considering what can AI and all these tools do for my business, start to think about it. It's crucial for your business. Building relationship with your customers. That can be a topic all by itself. You need to build unique relationship with your customers as a business owner. Now, we've talked about this. I'm not going to go too much into it. Financial management and accounting is crucial for every business. Operational efficiency is crucial. Technology and innovation is crucial. Risk management and contingency, risk management, insurance. You must consider all these things. Some people, I have a friend who owns a dealership here in Canada. And beautiful, I would say about 8 cars in the dealership, but he did not have insurance. He did not understand the value of insurance until the day there was fire that bought 30 out of his cars. And If he struggled for years before he was able to come out, and he's not even out of it. So some of the things that we do not pay attention to can become very crucial to your business. So finding the right organization that has the right information, has the right network, and that's why we exist at BIPOC Foundation. We might not have access to information, but we'll probably know who does, right? We don't pay to know everything. We serve as that ecosystem navigator that can connect you to resources. And if you don't have access, we say, we'll talk to this person and follow up with information that provided the answers that you need. Resources and support that you must consider. Business associations, networking opportunities, mentorship and advisory services, government agencies and government programs. It's not just a pay, it's not just enough to start a business. You must be involved in the business of doing business. So you must get out of the house. You must find out what is happening. You must go to events. Part of the reason why I was at the BIPOC Foundation was that we go to workshops, business conferences, and look around like this. Sometimes I'm the only person that looks like this in the room. I want to begin to provide an opportunity to bring other people. And sometimes, and it's easily understandable, if you go to a place where you look around and there's a lot of people and it's just, you get intimidated. But you need to fight your fears, you need to push your confidence, right? And you don't need to go alone, bring somebody along so that there's two of you. But make sure you attend this. That's it for tonight. I think I've been able to rush through. So maybe there's questions that we can tackle when the time comes. But thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for that presentation. I think one of the key things I want us to take away from this presentation, I think he was very humble, so I want to help him be proud. He's the founder of BIPOC Foundation, and everything he has walked you through is what BIPOC Foundation can help you through. So we are a platform where we bring these opportunities to your doorstep, to your ears, so that you could know that these opportunities are there. But when you're looking for someone to hold your hand throughout this journey, it is BIPOC Foundation. So I don't know if you've heard about BIPOC Foundation before now. If not, please go online, sign up. I think they have a system in place where they connect you with, I don't know what they call them, mentors, advisors, yes, and then they will walk you through the process. So that's one key takeaway we want you to take away from here tonight. That we are not just giving all this information to you, we are not downloading them into your memory. We want you to also know that there are practical steps where someone can walk you through this. Because if we don't have aftermath of this, then we will need to go deeper into all these things and give you the details. But this is just to give you a tip of the iceberg, because we know that you're going to sign up with their office, you're going to go there and dig more, and then they will be able to put you through the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know she'll ask, has anyone in the BIPOC? Yes, I have in the and I keep all the way from Calgary, because I know that the organization I work, I always see events. I won't mention the name here, but I always see events that they do with BIPOC. So it's a pleasure to meet you. So it's been a lot of questions, a lot of information into our memories, and I'm sure we have questions. So two things are going to be going concurrently. Some of us are thirsty and just drank water. So there is water, there are light snacks over there. So please feel free to walk down there and pick something to keep yourself energized. And while we're snacking, if you have questions, please feel free, depending on your preference. Just a second. You can just raise up your hand, ask a question. You can write it on a piece of paper, send it over, or you can use, if any of you is familiar with Menti, it's menti.com, and the code is 27123881. 27123881. Anyone, so does anybody want to give you the go and just, stand up and ask questions straight up? For any of our speakers, or you can send your questions in. 27123881. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
I'll just like to know
PIPOP stands for blackunities.com.
What does that mean? I think she gave a full presentation of what they do, right?
Okay.
But you can tell how much they do.
Well, long story short, okay.
No, it kind of because like what you do like step by step to the business, so it means
That's what they do.
Like,
Oh, but you can tell us more.
I'm just wondering like the step of if I want to start a business with what is the process and what do they get from what will be connected with my
So our website is www.pipopfoundation.org.
So what can Bikers help?
Like we work with you from idea all the way to content. So once you go on our website, you will see contact us. Page here. It's very digital, very user friendly, right? Right there, you can connect with advisor, book a date, and someone will give you a call. Right, and then from there you can set up a process, set your advisor that you can video interact with, for any questions.
Any question regarding trades, regarding any of these questions? Anybody here wanting to, any business owner here? If you have a business, raise your hand, please. I'm a teacher, so maybe that's why. So if you, oh, we have businesses, right? You have questions. Anything you want to learn? Or is anybody looking, who is looking to start a business here? You don't even, because if you start a business, I do a 9 to 5 and I have a business by the side, right? So you don't always have to leave one for the other. You can always mix and match. So who is looking to start a business here? Well, I'm just waiting for that next move to actually. Some kids start. The kids are trying to start a business. Any adults looking to start a business? Who hasn't started? You want to start, right? Are there questions you do have? This is your golden opportunity to have him here. And you have a trade person here. You're looking to go into trade. Any questions? Can you do 9 to 5 and also do trade at the same time?
You have to pick. You have to find someone that you're willing to work with you. So if you have a 9 to 5 and you want to work in trade, you have to find someone that would have a business where they have like weekend work or where you can work in the evenings. So it would be probably like we have what they call like ticketed trades. That'd be like the electrician, HVAC, plumbing, welding. Those probably wouldn't allow for that. But the non-ticketed trades like drywall, roofing, insulating, exteriors, they would perhaps be open to that. Because you can work in Lethbridge until like 10 o'clock in the evening. So if you finish at 5, you put another 5 hours in.
Any question answered? Okay, thank you for that question, because it seems like it's bringing more questions on.
Good evening, everyone. Most of the presentation today are centered on the partnership, except one person that spoke about you collateral. I want to ask a question on penetration of the market. You see, most people come up with brilliant ideas on business conceptualization, production, and even coming up with animals that are actually based on their disciplinary study that is what is required in the society or within the problem. But you discover that most times having a product penetrate the market has become a very big issue. This product will not be able to get to the expected target or to the last mile that has been have in mind while conceptualizing the product. So the question now is there a particular approach to penetrating the market for a new product? Having in mind that actually the existing products considered, design is not it's a multi-market product that you have another product existing in the market. So competing with these products and making innovation to have a market share has always key idea of large business idea. So they are a cost-based utilization method, that's just my question.
Thank you. If I heard you correctly, we're talking about having a product that already have competitors in the market and being able to penetrate the market with such a product. Again, it brings us back to the foundational question. Why? What's your unique value? You can't just put a product in the market without unique value. What makes your product sell is the unique thing that your product does that the other product doesn't do. You know what I mean? Now there's a lot of ways to put your product in the market, right? You can put your product in the market by geographical, local domination. Based, well, this product is in the market, but it's just not available in this market. And then you want to, dominate in that market. Right? Well, the product already exists, but you just want to take a little bit of the market share. But before you can take a little bit of the market share of a known brand that is established, why you? What does your product do special? What value add have you created with your product that will make people want to use your product? Remember, there's an established brand. You have to give people a reason why they should use your product. I don't know if I answered the question. I know that, there's probably tackles, to that, to answer that can be given, but at a very surface level, if you're going to compete in the market, you have to go into the market competitively with extra value added to the product. And again, remember, you're not building the product for yourself. How much market research, how much customer validation have you done? Because the product is not for you, people that will buy it. What are those people saying? Are you building that product based on the research that you have done to say that people are complaining that I wish this product had this value? And then you will earn to find out what they are saying and you build that into your product to solve that problem. So those are some of the problems.
Yeah. I know we have more questions. Unfortunately, we don't have time at this time, but there will still be question and answer after. That's why you please go back to Menzi. I see some questions already here. Someone was asking about to do trade, do you need to learn trade to do trade? And another one says about certifications needed. So please send your questions in. Please hold that question. I hope you will find time for you to answer the question, but that's the question. So one wants to know if they need a certification for them to go into trade. So, yeah, to go into trade, specifically for trade. It's not for business. And I think that's also one of the things that BIPOC helps for you. If that hasn't answered all your questions, I say, find him after today, after the event, and ask him all your questions. Or go on their website and visit us. But one of the things I took away is also knowing your value proposition. One thing I know is that there's no new idea out there, there's just new ways of doing things. So, irrespective of whatever business we're bringing in, capture that business in the market. Well, there are one or two businesses that are just, you get you're the first starter, but most of them, that business exists. You're just finding a fair way of selling our business and being value. So please just be reminded, we have snacks there. Please, water, snacks. Please feel free to step back and get your snacks. And like he rightfully said, we've been talking about businesses, entrepreneurship, and all that. Now we're going into that career that our mommies and our daddies told us about, going into our white-collar jobs. So the next speaker is going to be talking about employability, job readiness, and strategies that we can use in getting jobs. That's going to be about 10 minutes, and after that we'll go into a smaller breakout sessions here where we then go into different career opportunities. So we're going to welcome the top speaker, who is Tyler Ramsey, to talk about. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you to the previous presenters. I myself am very risk averse, so entrepreneurship is not for me, but looking to share a little bit of information for those that specifically are coming to Canada with some type of professional background. So oftentimes those that are coming to Canada with some form of higher education, because that is how the Canadian immigration system is set up for those coming through economic pathways. So currently I'm working with the government of Alberta, the Alberta Public Service. Previously I was working with a nonprofit organization, working with those coming to Canada looking for professional opportunities. So those coming with a college or higher level education and assisting them in finding work in their professional field. So not so much just finding a job, but finding a job that utilizes as much as possible of their previous education and experience. So I'm going to focus on a few things that, in my experience, were some of the challenges that internationally educated professionals ran into. Specifically ones that go a little bit more under the surface and not so much, things like having a proper resume, things like that, that most newcomers can find that information on their own. One of the biggest challenges for a lot of newcomers is the difference between technical skills and soft skills. Technical skills, simplified explanation is the type of skills you learn through your professional education. So you are an engineer, nurse, etc. Those skills that you learn going to school. And soft skills are basically those skills that I like to describe as how you manage yourself, how you manage your interactions with others, and how you manage yourself within the institutions here in Canada to be able to achieve your goals. So within technical skills and soft skills, there's two really big differences that present challenges for newcomers. One is technical skills in the home country of most newcomers, at least for most newcomers coming to Canada, are drastically valued higher than soft skills within their home country. Roughly, if you want to put percentages to it, 80% emphasis on technical skills, 20% on soft skills, as it relates to your qualifications for a job. So if you have a master's degree in your home country, right away by having that level of technical skill, you are most likely more qualified than an individual with a bachelor's degree. Or if you graduated from a very prestigious university in your home country, that would have significantly more value in your home country than here in Canada. In Canada, soft skills and technical skills are valued 50-50. And another challenge as it relates to soft skills, most often the higher you rise in an organization, the more emphasis that will be placed on soft skills over technical skills. In your home country, if you were the best engineer or you were the best accountant, you had the best outputs, you got that promotion, or you got that raise, or you had increased opportunity. In Canada, you may have a master's degree, and your manager or director may not even have a bachelor's degree, depending on the structure of that organization, but they may have very high soft skills as it relates to that role. So that's one challenge, is not only are you coming now to a place where there's much more emphasis placed on soft skills, but also soft skills are culturally specific. So you can go from having very high soft skills in your home country to pretty much overnight having very low soft skills by Canadian standards. And even in your home countries, even here in Canada, there are individuals with low soft skills by Canadian standards and high soft skills by Canadian standards. The problem for newcomers is you are going to now be measured by your Canadian soft skills. And so let's talk about how that looks like here in practice. We heard previous presenters speak about opening a business or working in trades, etc. I'm going to mostly be speaking about going out and applying for jobs in public serving jobs or private sector, corporate, etc. So not so much your own business, but going out and looking for jobs from another employer. And there's kind of, obviously this is very general, 3 different types of jobs. Professional, which oftentimes require high levels of education or at least high levels of technical skills. Support level jobs, which may require a short-term training or some type of technical skills. And then kind of manual labor. And for this definition of manual labor, I'm referring to not something like a trade or something like that, but something where you're just exchanging your labor for income in terms of working for a minimum wage job. It could be something like fast food or entry-level kind of labor, not something like a trade where you need some form of technical skills. Now, the challenge for most newcomers as it relates to technical skills and soft skills is how you secure each of these jobs is very different. And the techniques that you're going to need, especially for a newcomer with higher levels of education, is going to be very different when pursuing those jobs. Now, the hope is, if you're coming with a degree or some type of technical skills, that you're going to be able to utilize those. But oftentimes there are a lot of barriers, some that are completely outside of your control, things like regulatory bodies, things like, I'm sure some individuals have run into the unfun question of you lack Canadian work experience, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But when looking for that professional job, it's going to take time and it's going to take high-level soft skills. And so if you are approaching applying for that job the way that you did back home, you're probably going to continuously run into brick wall after brick wall. Now, for support level jobs, this is where newcomers may be in Canada for 3 months, 6 months. They're struggling to find jobs in their professional field. They start looking at those jobs that are slightly related to their professional field, but is maybe not utilizing their full professional background or education and experience. And if you are applying for that job the way that you would for that professional job, once again, you're going to start running into different brick walls. And then manual labor jobs. If you're struggling to find manual labor jobs, then you're probably just not looking in the right place, because there is lots of opportunity. There's always basically opportunity for manual labor. There's a huge shortage of labor in general. Doesn't matter if you have a high school diploma or a PhD, you can get a job working manual labor, because for them, there's really no barriers to hiring you. There's no recruitment cost, there's very little training cost for that employer. So if you stay for a month, or you stay for 10 years, it doesn't really matter to them. They'll just hire somebody else behind you. Within a week, they'll have them trained and able to do that job. Now, for a professional level job, the expectation is you can do the job. You don't really need that training. You don't really need to learn. You're able to step pretty much immediately into that job and be able to do it. Now, the challenge is, at least in my experience, a lot of times newcomers can get maybe to the job interview stage of that professional job opportunity based off of their resume or their past accomplishments. They will struggle to secure that job. And that's because the interview in Canada specifically, once again, you're going to be measured 50% on your technical skills and 50% on your soft skills. And that 50% on the soft skills in the interview is oftentimes where newcomers will fail, unfortunately. So we'll talk a little bit about how to overcome that. When newcomers start looking for support jobs and start to even struggle in securing that, It used to happen a lot. An individual would come to me and say, Tyler, I have a master's degree in business administration. I can't get this very, to them, simple job. And what they would often hear or run into is you are overqualified. And it's something that would be very frustrating to professional newcomers, because in their mind, they're hearing, we're not going to hire you because maybe we feel like you're going to ask too much money or something along those lines, and they feel like that's the reason they're not getting the job. But really what the employer is communicating to you is that they do not feel that you are going to stay in that job. In their mind, what they're thinking is, you're going to stay for 3 to 6 months, and you're going to leave for a professional level job because that's what you're qualified for. And if you're targeting support level jobs, it's going to be very important for you to explain in advance to that employer, we'll talk about ways to do that, why you are applying for that job and not why you are applying for the professional job. Because in their mind, they need to know that they are going to get a reasonable return on investment for their time in hiring you. Because unlike a manual labor job, a support level job is very expensive on the employer to hire. Oftentimes, it's the professional that needs to train that support level job. That's going to be the person that that support level job is reporting to. And it's about a 3 to 6 month time commitment for them to train you and have you in that role. So if they feel like you're just going to leave in 3 to 6 months, they're going to be right back in that hiring and recruitment stage. And so for them, there may be a very valid reason why you're applying for that support level job versus going for a professional level job, but do not assume that the employer is going to know that. And don't assume, for example, that the employer is even aware of the barriers and challenges to why you are not applying for that professional level job. So basically for professional level jobs, if you're running into challenges like you lack Canadian experience, once again, you might be hearing, my international experience is not valid here, but how am I going to get Canadian experience if an employer is not going to hire me, and the employer is not going to hire me if I don't have Canadian experience? But what the employer is trying to convey to you is not that your international experience is not valid, it's that you are not communicating your international experience in the Canadian format. And that's a very easy thing to change if you know how, versus not understanding that your international experience is valid. So we're going to look at some of the soft skills specific to securing professional and support level jobs. Networking. It was discussed already for entrepreneurship and trades, and it's pretty universal here in Canada. Soft skills around networking at the professional level job is crucial. Right now, the last statistic I looked at, 80% of jobs in Canada will never be posted. You'll never find them on Indeed, you'll never find them on whatever the job sites that you're using. You probably won't even find them on the company websites. That's because the majority of openings are hired long before they're ever posted. The only time that you'll find them posted is maybe an organization wants it as the best practice or a best policy to post a job in 2 weeks, hire X amount, or interview X amount of individuals. But even if you see it on there, there's likely somebody already identified it as most likely to get that job. Next is the STAR method of behavioral interviewing. STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result. We talked about newcomers struggling with soft skills in an interview. Your answers must be in that format. Even if an employer may not be consciously aware. Yeah, so your answer has to be in that format. An employer may not consciously know, I'm looking for the STAR method of behavioral interviewing, but they don't need to. If they did the majority of at least their junior high education in Canada, they just naturally look for that format for an answer. Some large organizations that have large human resources departments, government of Alberta being one, yeah, they will identify this as the format that we use as a way to let candidates know to prepare. And where newcomers tend to struggle, in my experience, is I've done many mock interviews with professional newcomers. They will focus heavily on the action. I manage a budget of 20 million. I supervised 100 individuals. The actions that they did, not the results. So they focus heavily on their responsibilities, not the results of their actions on that responsibility. And so what ends up happening is, in a job interview, the question will be asked, the newcomer will provide the answer. Oftentimes at the end of that answer, there'll be an awkward pause where the employer is waiting for the rest of the answer. It doesn't come, and so they will state, okay, thank you, move on to the next question, but you've been now docked significant points in that answer because you have not, in their eyes, completed the answer. So the last thing I'll say is get a career coach. There's lots of mentorship programs, professional organizations, whether it's regulatory bodies, professional associations, immigrant servicing agencies, organizations like this. A lot of these things, you can't fix what you don't know. And you can spend hours and hours and hours doing the same thing over and over and over and running into the same brick walls over and over. Or you can spend, an hour or two making the required adaptations that you would need to be successful. It's still both your time that's being utilized. So put those hours into more productive methods to find and secure meaningful employment, because what a struggle that newcomers will run into is, at a certain point, you will begin to lose your technical skills if you are not working in that field for a long period of time. So that you're kind of on a clock a little bit when you arrive in Canada before your technical skills kind of become null and void just because of the changes in each field, and it's different in each professional field as well. So I was basically put together some things that I have noticed in the last 10 years or so of working with newcomers that, once again, are a little bit more under the surface and sometimes aren't easily identifiable for newcomers to work on. And a quick 15-minute presentation. A lot of these subjects, you could do a 2 or 3 hour presentation on each of them, but hopefully you're able to get a few things to follow up on and look into, and worst comes to worst, you can reach out to myself if you have additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this kind of hits home because I'm an HR professional, and part of what I do on the side is helping people improve their talking skills. So it's really very home. I know back home we're told focus on your job and your job will show for it, but that's not true. Just focusing on the working load is not going to show well other things you're looking at. Your personality, you might come up also, we will come up. One of the things I learned quickly was how you focus on smiling, because a lot of times when you put your face all straight, you look angry, you just look like you're misread because they don't really understand. But you're putting up that smile, kind of brightens your face, and I'm hoping that will make people smile. I'm looking up for more smiles here, right? Okay, so we're going into the next session. I know we're running out of time, but we want us to really get the juice out of today's event. So we will have different breakout sessions for us to ask questions regarding different professions. We have an administrative session like Aki and Ishola. We have finance and HR. And under HR, the person under the HR space is also going to be talking about 2 other interdependent areas. You might not have heard of those professions: instructional design and change management. So those are some other newer juices that you might be watching. What are they? So I would encourage you to go to those tables. We have 2 people. We have Olashade and Kelola on that table. We have engineering or SAS. We have someone for social work and community development, Olamide and Tyler. Early childhood education, we have Olayinka Pukola. Personal support worker and healthcare aid. We have Ola Shonuga. We have food processing and quality assurance, Ibukun Ijauko and Funke, I won't call the last name, I will just know that. So we have information technology, CY Awodero and Ojuayo Patokun. Then we have the industrial trade adjacent. So I would encourage the person who asks the question about, do we need a certification? Please head on to Jason's table and ask all your questions. So there are marks on each table, so if you can just quietly move to the table of interest. You don't have to be stuck on the table. You can, if I want to find out about a new profession that you want to know. So we have administrative roles. We have, yeah, they're on the table. Just look at the table and just look at your table. We have finance and HR. And under HR, we have instructional design. We have change management. So you please go to your table and ask questions. So please go to your table. We have 10 minutes.
No.
We have the train table here. We don't do all that tomorrow. So we have to yes.
Any childhood identification. Any childhood identification. Administration. Anything related to. So administration. Anything related to engineering, any profession related to engineering, this is my table here. Social services and community development, non-profit information technology. Children
Which one is your own table? Your table, right?
So please, we want to get the feedback from you tonight on your experience at this event, how we can improve or what we did better. Please bring out your phones. I'm not going to move into the next session until I see everybody's phone out. Please scan this barcode. It's just very few questions. We want to know how to improve. We want to know what we do better. We want to keep doing, because we believe that everyone in this room wants to see us succeed, and you have questions or comments for us. Please scan the barcode. Fill the form right here. Don't postpone it, because I know there are a lot of things waiting for us out there to engage in our time. Please scan this barcode and give us the feedback. Okay, so there is a website. You can list your business, or you can find vendors there. It's African business website only. So you just go to the search, you put in the name of the business or the type of business, then the kind of business will come up. And then we also can also list your business. The website is vendors, VENDORS, David Indigo Rebecca.ca. VendorsDIR.ca. It's one of us in the room, so we are opening promotes this website, and we know black support black. I want to believe that. So please, it's just for you to find any business you're looking for and also to list your business. Thank you once again, and I really appreciate your support tonight. I thank everyone here today. I salute my husband. He's been just hiding at the back there, showing his support from there. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.